What if I told you that the most powerful tool for awakening your inner energy is something you've been doing your entire life, without even realizing it? Take a breath. Now, take another. But this time, become aware of it. Not just the air entering your lungs, but the force that moves with it, the life behind the breath. In nearly every ancient tradition, from the silent temples of Egypt to the Himalayan caves of forgotten yogis, from Taoist alchemists to Hermetic initiates, the breath was never seen as just air. It was considered sacred, a divine key to unlock the invisible worlds within and beyond the human form. They called it prana, chi, pneuma, ruach. Different words, same truth. The breath is not just physical, it's energetic. And those who master the breath master their energy. And those who master energy can shift their reality. In this video, we're going to unveil the hidden power of the breath, not from a modern clinical view, but through the esoteric lens of ancient wisdom. You'll discover lost techniques, the real reason breath is sacred, and how you can begin harnessing it to influence your energy field, elevate your consciousness, and perhaps even touch the eternal. Because when breath becomes conscious, spirit awakens. Welcome to a deeper understanding of something you've known all along. Long before modern science dissected oxygen molecules and lung capacity, the ancients understood something far more profound. They saw the breath not as a mechanical function, but as the carrier of life force, the conduit of spirit, and the bridge between body and soul. In the Vedas, India's most ancient spiritual texts, the breath was called prana, meaning vital life force. Not just the air we breathe, but the energy that animates all living things. Yogis believed that by controlling prana through breath, one could transcend physical limitations and unlock spiritual power. The Taoists of ancient China taught that qi, the universal energy flowing through all things, could be cultivated through breathing techniques. These weren't mere exercises. These were rituals of transformation used by sages and inner alchemists to extend life, purify the body, and harmonize with the Tao. In the mystery schools of Egypt, initiates were trained to breathe through the skin, not literally, but energetically. They believed that conscious breath could open portals within the body, activating dormant centers of perception and aligning the seeker with higher frequencies of being. The Hermetic traditions held similar truths. The Kybalion, a modern distillation of Hermetic teachings, whispers that the all is mind, and breath, when infused with will, can influence the vibrational state of both mind and matter. To breathe consciously was to reclaim your creative power, aligning your microcosm with the macrocosm. Even in the Bible, the Hebrew word for breath, ruach, means spirit. In the book of Genesis, God breathes into Adam, and man becomes a living soul. Breath, then, is not just life, it is the divine spark itself. So why has this knowledge been hidden, forgotten, even ridiculed? Because in a world ruled by the external, inner power is dangerous. Because to teach people how to generate, store, and direct their own energy is to make them sovereign. And sovereignty cannot be controlled. Over time, these teachings were buried, sometimes in metaphor, sometimes in silence. But they were never lost. They've survived in whispers, encoded in symbols, and passed down through initiates who knew. The breath is the key. To know it is to awaken, to begin to harness the power of the breath. We must first unlearn what we've been told it is. Most people breathe unconsciously, shallow, erratic, barely enough to sustain the body, let alone the spirit. But the breath, when brought under conscious control, becomes something else entirely. It becomes a vehicle of intention, a tool to shape your inner world, a thread that connects you to the field of life energy that surrounds and penetrates all things. Here's the hidden truth. The breath carries frequency. Every inhale draws in not just oxygen, but vibration. Every exhale is a release, not just of carbon dioxide, but of energy states. When you breathe with awareness, you can begin to modulate your emotional state, cleanse your aura, and alter your consciousness. You are no longer a passive participant in your energy field. You are now the architect. The ancient masters knew this. That's why breathwork was never just a physical act. It was a spiritual discipline, a gateway to altered states, lucid dreams, out-of-body travel, and even the healing of the body's subtle anatomy. Think of the breath as a sacred river, and your awareness as the boat that sails it. When breath is shallow and unconscious, the boat drifts aimlessly. But when breath becomes rhythmic, intentional, and infused with focus, the river becomes a path to higher realms. Even modern mystics report that deep breathing during meditation can open the third eye, activate the pineal gland, and induce states of oneness with all life. So the question isn't if breath has power. The question is, are you willing to take control of it? Because the breath waits patiently for the one who is ready to remember. Here's the paradox. The breath is both involuntary and voluntary. It functions on its own, yet we can take control of it at will. And in that duality lies its secret power. It is the only bodily function that bridges the conscious and unconscious mind, the material and the mystical, the seen and unseen. To the esoteric initiate, this isn't just a quirk of biology. It is an encoded invitation, a clue that mastery of the breath can lead to mastery of the self. In ancient initiatory rites, breath was often used to induce trance states, expanded awareness, or even ego death. But why? Because breath is the rhythm of life itself. It mirrors the great cosmic pulse, the expansion and contraction of the universe. As above, so below. As you breathe, so you become. Many traditions speak of breath as the first teacher. In the silence between the inhale and exhale lies stillness, a moment where the mind stills, the soul whispers, and something ancient stirs. The Hermetics called this the pause of power, where intention crystallizes into creation. But let's go deeper still. When you slow your breath, your brainwaves begin to shift. You move from the restless beta state into alpha, theta, and even delta, states associated with deep meditation, healing, and access to the subconscious mind. It is in these states that magic happens, where trauma can be released, visions received, energy restructured. And yet, breath also carries a frequency unique to you. Some mystics describe it as your soul's signature vibration. To align it with higher rhythms, through practice, is to tune your being like a sacred instrument, resonating with higher dimensions of awareness. But here's what's most important to understand. The breath doesn't just reflect your state, it can change your state. And by changing your inner state, you inevitably alter the reality that reflects it. So the ancient question returns. Are you breathing life into your reality, or simply existing inside someone else's dream? The ancients left behind maps, not monuments. And now that you know the breath is more than air, it's time to walk the path they once walked. Not with theory, but with experience. Let's begin with 3 powerful techniques. These aren't complicated, but when done with intention, presence, and repetition, they can shift the very energy that surrounds and sustains you. 1. Rhythmic breath, balancing the energy field. This was a favored practice among Hermetic students, used to stabilize the aura and calm the mental body. Technique: inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, repeat for 3 to 5 minutes, eyes closed, spine straight. Breathe slowly through the nose, with your awareness at the center of your chest. As you do this, visualize a golden light expanding around you. With each cycle, imagine your energy becoming more still, more balanced, more radiant. This breath is simple, but it aligns you with the cosmic rhythm, dissolving anxiety and returning you to your natural frequency. 2. Energy circulation breath, Taoist inner alchemy. This technique was preserved by Taoist sages, used to circulate qi through the body's meridians. Technique: sit comfortably. Close your eyes, inhale deeply into the lower belly, not the chest. As you inhale, visualize energy rising up the spine to the crown of your head. As you exhale, guide that energy down the front of your body, returning to the lower belly. This is called the microcosmic orbit. Repeat this cycle for 5 to 10 minutes. With practice, you may begin to feel the flow of energy moving like a subtle current. This breath restores vitality, grounds spiritual energy, and helps you retain power rather than leak it. 3. Breath of inner awakening, activating the third eye. This one comes with a mystical warning. It awakens perception. It reveals things within and without. Technique: sit in darkness or soft candlelight. Focus your eyes gently on the space between your brows. Inhale slowly, visualizing a beam of indigo light entering through your third eye. Hold your breath for a few seconds, then exhale slowly, imagining that light spreading through your brain and body. Repeat 7 times. This breath stimulates the pineal gland, shifts brainwave states, and opens intuitive channels. You may experience colors, images, or emotional release. Stay open, stay grounded. Important guidance: these practices are powerful but subtle. Do not force. Let the breath lead you. It knows more than your conscious mind. If you feel dizzy, anxious, or emotional, pause. Ground yourself. Drink water. You are unwinding lifetimes of unconscious breath. Be patient. Begin with just 1 technique per day. 5 minutes is enough. But do it every day. This is how the great initiates of old trained themselves, not with rituals in temples, but with the breath, in silence. Because through breath, they discovered what the body always knew, that the divine lives inside every inhale, and that awakening is not something you find, it's something you remember. If this journey into the unknown resonated with you, share this knowledge with others who seek the truth. Leave a comment below. What do you believe? And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell for more revelations on the mysteries of existence. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and remember, the truth has always been within you.